Traders, welcome to today's market update. We are going to be looking, as always, at the Bitcoin chart, at the Ethereum chart, at the S&P chart, at the Nasdaq chart, at the DXY chart, and at some other stuff. But before we get into it, cue the intro. There we go. Okay, welcome everyone. So let's get straight into some of the price action here. What we'll start with, I'm just going to start you off with a trade, and then we're going to go over some of the higher time frame stuff that I am looking at. So currently, in a long position, I'm obviously short from yesterday and we're going to cover that short position, but currently in a long off of the daily open this morning. Okay, so we had that daily open that came down as we had the London open. We had that move down into the daily open, just taking a little bit of liquidity down there. And we've had a decent bounce here. So we currently find ourselves at the value area high of the day. We are above VWAP, and I am looking for a move up as we go into the New York session. Now, I would love for it to come up here into 20,750. I really would. But for myself, I will definitely be taking profit if we do come up and take these highs. Now, I've got a few things drawn on here, okay, and this adds a little bit of confluence. First of all, we've got this channel, okay, you can connect the lows, you can connect the highs, and it actually lines up quite nicely here with that initial bounce that we did have. You can also see the midpoint working quite well within this, so I think that this is a pretty decent, pretty valid channel, and the timing of this does actually set us up nicely for where do we want to see reversals. Look at the time there at the bottom of your screen. It's around that 1:30 to 2 p.m. time, which is where you look for major pivots in the market. So for myself, this is the trade that I'm currently looking at and currently in at the moment. So I am long off of the daily open. However, there still is this opportunity for, as we are above VWAP, holding VWAP, and we are looking for this curving up in price action as we go into New York before a rejection during the New York session. Now, why do I feel that we may get this during this session and then get that reversal later on? It will be because of something we have happening later on today. So let me just pull up the internet. If any of you guys, of course, are new to the channel, then please do go visit tauruscrypto.com. Okay, the link is up there at the top. Well, not the link, but you can see how it's spelt, and you can type that in. There is also a link in the description below. But today, this isn't what I wanted to show you. This isn't the reason why I think we do have a short opportunity. Today, we have more stuff coming into the market, okay? So yesterday, when did the move happen? It was when we got this really bearish CPI data out of the US yesterday. People were expecting a deflationary month. People were expecting things to be getting cheaper, and they didn't. They got more expensive again, which is consistent, okay? Things are consistently getting more and more expensive right now. So the market didn't really like that. The market was expecting a little bit of a downturn. The market was expecting fuel prices to have, because fuel prices have come down, the cost of oil has gone down, blah, 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 blah. And people were expecting that to give the CPI a better read than it did yesterday, but it didn't. Okay, so we ended up with core CPI up significantly and CPI on its own also up. Yes, it's only 0.1%, but when the market had priced in deflation, to get inflation is not a good thing. So that caused us to give back all of this week's gains that we've made so far, 4 days, 5 days, however much it was worth of gains with the S&P, with the Nasdaq, with crypto, with everything, pricing in deflation. Down it all goes. We don't have that, and we end up back where we started, okay? And that's pretty much how it is. Now, this morning we've seen a little bit of relief, like the numbers coming out of the UK are a little bit better, but later on today, look at this same time, 1:30 p.m. we have the manufacturing sales, we have the PPI, so this is the cost to the consumer, this is the cost to the producer. So we are also expecting deflation here on the cost to the producer. So we're going to see if that comes in, and if it doesn't, if it comes in positive again, I think once again that could cause a little bit of panic in the market. So we'll see. We will wait and see. We don't know what the data is going to be. This already is expecting a negative read, but if we don't get that, then I think it could be a return back down to the lows. It's not going to be as much volatility as we saw yesterday, but it is kind of significant. Okay, we all know what happened yesterday. Okay, go over onto the Twitter here, look at the red. This was the worst day in the markets since June 2020. For over 2 years, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq has not seen a day as bad as it saw yesterday. Which is good for us, because I am short everything, and I was short everything. And here is the trade. Where is it? Down we go, down we go. There is the lovely trade taken there on Bitcoin. Entry there at 22,658. I could have actually got a better entry, but this was a scaling in, as I was very confident that we were going to see this drop down in price. And there's me as my bear, in my bearish face, looking very happy with that yesterday, after we got that move down. So if anyone was wanting any more information on the move that we got down yesterday, then please do take a look at the video where we did actually live stream the entire move. Okay, and this is when we were looking at the high. We were expecting volatility to come in during the as we got the CPI, and yeah, we really did get it. So please do go over onto the Twitter, Taurus Crypto on Twitter, and check out the video there. Another thing quickly to mention, just as I am here, is we are doing a giveaway. So what you see at the back on the charts just here, well, that's actually TradingView, but what you see if I go over onto something like this is ExoCharts. So anyone who is not aware or who does not have a subscription to ExoCharts already, this is your opportunity. Normally these are only given away to crew, but this is your opportunity to get yourself 3 months of free ExoCharts membership. Okay, so all you need to do is go over onto the Twitter, like, retweet, and comment below. Also make sure you're following. Yeah, I'm not going to pick you if you're not following, and tell us why you want to win. I'm going to pick a winner. I kind of already, someone's already said that they're going to join crew for a year if they win. So I mean, if anyone can beat Shaman, if anyone can persuade me more, I might have to do a second one of these giveaways, because I don't know if that can be beaten at this stage. But thank you to everyone who has commented so far. We've got some really nice comments and a lot of people who are very interested in obviously trading on ExoCharts. So that clears up. Well, that's all of that. And again, as we're here, if you are new to the channel, please do go check out tauruscrypto.com, and you can find out more information about the crew. We are going to be doing a raffle for further ExoCharts memberships for the crew. Now, this is just something you don't even have to do to enter. If you are part of the crew, then you get entered into the raffle, and we're going to do one of those on Friday. So that's the crew membership over there. But enough of that. We've got that out the way nice and early here. I've covered the trade that I'm looking at, so I mean, we're still hanging around here, but let's go over onto some of the higher time frames, because I think this is quite significant. So I'm just going to take off this. I'm going to move over onto a chart where I have a little bit more of a macro view on things. So let's just take things over onto the 4 hour. And this is what ultimately I'm looking at. Okay, so first of all, the move we had down yesterday was very violent. Granted, it was a big move down, and at first glance that seems very bearish, right? But it's really those slow grinds that you have to be more worried about. When you just get these quick runs down that are just liquidation runs. Okay, it was the same across the S&P, it was the same across the Nasdaq. The S&P, by the way, look at that, how perfect it was as it came into my resistance on the chart and got that immediate rejection. That was where I was short, and I'm very happy with that as well. But that's the thing, okay, you have these grinds up and they just fall through, and that's what you want to see. It doesn't really, it's not as bearish as something like this, where you're just falling, you're falling, you're falling, you're falling, and then suddenly everything becomes bad, and then you form a trend out of that. For me, myself, what we have done here within this range, okay, we've been in this downtrend, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, change of market structure. Okay, this could be a higher low again forming on the chart. So we potentially made a big one with a low and a higher low here. And then within this, okay, you formed a corrective move, and now we are forming once again a higher low off of this. So this would actually give a target up for myself towards that 28 to 30k region. Now that seems kind of crazy, and I am being very careful on my risk as we go into that, but this is the time where I am actively looking at building positions for longs, and it's been such a long time since I have been able to say that. This week, since we got the drop, has been the first time since before the last bull run that I have actually started accumulating some altcoins. I am going to go over, I'm going to do a video. I might actually do a video series, and I might do something where you can follow my portfolio, maybe more as just a holding kind of portfolio. It is going into the next kind of market cycle if we are to get the next market cycle. So that's something that I think would be quite interesting, but I will be doing some stuff on some altcoins that I'm looking at in order to basically play if we do get this recovery going on here. And I'm going to focus on that today, okay? Because although I do have this idea, okay, which takes us down much lower, and I am holding my short, and I will continue to hold my short for lower prices until we see a sign of strength. I am using the profits in order to play the second idea here, which is a long, to get up to this level. And if we do that, we're going to have a mad alt run. Things are going to be really nice as well, okay? So this is the idea on Bitcoin. We've come into confluence here. We have the monthly level, okay? So if you go onto the monthly chart, you come over here. This is really clean. So the way we've been blocking out on the monthly recently, look how clean that is, okay? You had that nice order block being generated here, and we're still just trading within that. I do think that this monthly level is significant. You go down here onto the 4-hour time frame, and we've got the golden pocket region here, okay? Your 618 to your 66, or whatever it is that you like to use for that, you do have the golden pocket region. Also, if you are to draw a fixed range, now this depends on where you're drawing it from. I can't entirely remember where it is, but on some of these pools, on some exchanges, it does give you a point of control. But as you can see here, you've got a high volume node within this whole region, okay? So depending on where this is pulled from, you're either going to have your POC up at those highs, which is what we lost on the way down, or you're going to have your POC coming in right around where we bounced from yesterday, okay? And actually on the Bybit chart, I believe it was, we hit that like literally to perfection. So if we do draw a fixed range from the low here, then I believe this is going to bring us in. If we go zooming in a little bit, zooming out a little bit, coming over here a little bit, let's just go on the 30-minute time frame because that is too much to look at. There we go, and we will zoom in on this. Then I mean, yeah, that's pretty close, right? Okay, not to perfection, but pretty close. I should have done a little bit of jiggling and wiggling around to make it look a bit better before I showed that on screen. But look, you get the idea, okay? This is quite a significant level. We've come into these single prints here. Yes, we do have inefficiencies further to the downside to backfill, but that doesn't necessarily have to happen. We are back testing a region of support here. And actually, if you look at the range that we were in within this region, that point of control being the volume just below 20k there, which is significant. So you've also got 20k as just being a nice round number. So Bitcoin overall, I've got 2 daily opens on this chart. This is ridiculous. Bitcoin overall, looking at decent support here. I am looking for a bounce. I am looking for a slight bit of recovery, but I am still remaining open to the idea that this has further downside. So once again, was in the short yesterday, was fully hedged into a short position, and now scaling back into spot positions, scaling back into a leveraged long that is a portion of roughly around 25% at the moment of the short position I'm currently holding. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. Moving over onto Ethereum, and we also have pretty decent confluence down here, okay? So this is the confluence that we are looking at on Ethereum. So we had that like head and shoulders type thing happening after this. So Ethereum couldn't get that additional strength that Bitcoin had. You saw it had that nice move up at the end of last week, and then the BTC pair was falling, and it's clear distribution, okay? It was clear distribution on Bitcoin, and it was clear distribution on Ethereum. And what did we do? We had that spike up and then immediate dump. But where we have come into a nice order block down here, the POC of this entire range, okay? So you can see this is a very nice clean range that we currently have, with good deviation below, good deviation above the value area high and the value area low. And now we're holding this point of control currently, also tapping into that daily level, which if I do go onto the daily here, reset charts, okay, you can see this was the closest one to us that had not been back tested. Okay, so you see this daily level here, you have that wick that comes down into it, and all of this kind of stuff. And this being really where you've got a nice like blocking out of price action. You can see here consistent closes and opens around this region, even back towards here, okay, so this being a very clear level, SR, support resistance level on here on that daily chart, and again additional confluence for that. And finally, what's been working really well on the ETH chart recently are these golden pocket speed fans. Okay, you can see how it supported us once, supporting us twice, and let's see if that can give us this move, which is basically searching for a move up to that 1845 region. So if Bitcoin can get that bullish move up, then I think Ethereum would be able to do that as well. So you're looking at, like I say, a move on Bitcoin. I do feel that Bitcoin is going to underperform. I do feel that Ethereum, where am I? I feel that Ethereum is going to underperform Bitcoin despite the merge that is happening. But if Bitcoin can get a move up and can get a recovery from this, then I think that Ethereum would do quite well, and we'd be looking at a move up towards that 1845 region on here also. Of course, if Bitcoin starts to roll over, and with the ETH merge happening now tomorrow, I'll actually show you on just a second, as we are on Ethereum, how you can look at the merge and how that's all going. If this does start to roll over, then of course we do have much lower targets on ETH. I can go over here, isn't it, where ultimately you're going all the way back here and you're looking back towards this POC, which takes you down below like $500, but we're not going to speak about that now. That's for another time. Locally, I think we've come into a fairly reasonable area of support, but we have to be aware that macro things are in a downtrend. We have had the relief rally. If this is to be a higher low, it's going to really have to work hard to actually build the value here and then get that move up, okay? So, speaking of Ethereum, back and forth a little bit. If anyone is interested in following the merge on here, then you can check out, there's a few websites that do this, but watcher.guru /ETH Merge. That is a nice site over here. There we go, you've got watcher.guru there, and then if you just type in ETH Merge, then you can see that how the merge is going. We've got 18 hours and 17 minutes remaining on this, and you can follow the blocks. There are other things as well, but I saw this on Twitter earlier and I thought it was interesting. Cool. So, all right, we're back here. Funding rates currently negative. Okay, they're flipping between the two. So again, holding short positions, you're paying for those at the moment, which is why I'm also quite happy to scale into a long. And the reason why I'm also slightly more bullish than I otherwise would be is this move down that we had yesterday is forming a higher low, but it wiped out all of the open interest from the move up. Everything. Every single bit of open interest from the move up has been completely wiped back off of the chart. So we had a move from low 9 billions at the start of the week, topped out around 11.5 billion, and now we're back down to those low 9 billions again, about a 20% reduction in open interest, which tells me that the move down has done its job. It's flushed out that excess liquidity, it's flushed out that excess leverage, it's flushed out all the greedy traders that were getting long at the top, and we can be looking at a recovery from this. Okay, back to the charts again. S&P. Okay, so S&P, nice and technical once again. So you have up at these highs, this was a region of resistance that I wanted to get short within this whole red area here, topping out at the 4-hour OB and the 4-hour gap that you have at the highs there, those single prints getting filled, and starting at this monthly level at 4130. So I was scaling short on the S&P all within this region and immediately rewarded. And that's the other thing, okay? If you have been immediately rewarded on a short and you're not having to wait, then it actually, for me, is a little bit more bullish, okay? If you're having to wait for such a long time and you're paying out funding on longs and you're doing all of this and it's doing all of that, then actually that is not good. You don't really want to be doing that stepping up. Those quick moves are immediately rewarded, and you often find that yes, they may chop around for a bit, but you probably end up curling back up to there at some point. However, again, I am looking and I am open for more downside on this, and my green zone, if I want to actually be going long off of this, I haven't taken a long on the S&P. I'm still short. I'm still completely short on that. But if we do get that further move to the downside, this is the region where I'm looking for long positions off of that. But again, we have come in and backfilled all of the inefficiencies. We've taken all the liquidity from here, and this is a reasonable area of support. The Nasdaq, okay, similar. Okay, you just hit that monthly level, which is what we were talking about yesterday, and we've come back into the golden pocket region, which from your low to your high is where we found support, and we're again potentially making a higher low off of this after a very quick liquidation run to the downside. The dollar. Okay, the DXY, this is what everything rests on, so I probably should have done it first. You've got a nice block up at the highs here, okay? You came in to fill the gap. So you filled the gap, you went a little bit further, searching into where the volume is on this. Now it's an index, so I'm saying volume with like a pinch of salt because it's not really that tradable. But still, very, very quick. Okay, this is wiping out any, because short dollar, crowded trade, okay? You see a lot of people that were long euro, you see a lot of people that were long GBP, myself included. I was long GBP, and I was expecting basically what we've seen within this whole region here, with this breakout and coming in to back test, is basically what I was getting at from this part of the chart. So you can see how that breakout back test, this is kind of that. So I don't like to move things around, but you get the idea, right? You're looking at the breakout back test and then the move up towards your actual target later on. So that was the gist of it. That was the idea. I have taken profit on this. And again, this is a nice area to be re-entering, and look where it's come back into, right around where my entry was initially. So short dollar was an obvious trade. It's just squeezing out those people, giving a second chance to get in off of that to go short dollar again. Holding important support for now. Okay, you come into this little 1 hour order block, so you're getting a bit of a bounce off of that. This is the moment that we broke market structure to the downside, but that's okay. You don't want to be shorting here. That's where the silly money shorts, okay? The silly money shorts just off of that resistance. You want to go deep, you want to get better value, and this is where the best value can be found because you're not affecting these highs, okay? This is now a break of market structure to the downside. This is the high that took out most of the lows, okay? This is what caused the change of market structure. You have that market structure break there, and that now should be protected. We should not be getting back above there. If we do get back above here, then that's very bad, and if that means everything is going to go down. But for now, we're looking at this as a lower high, and there's no reason why this can't also meet our targets lower to the downside as well. Again, I've just basically just quickly touched on the Forex trades. There's not too much else that I want to be going over on the Forex trades. Of course, if you do like to trade the Forex markets, then we do currently have that offer with PRIME XBT at the moment. So if I just pull up the Discord, there's my nice little silly little face again. Here's some ideas that I've got going on within the Discord. There's my daily trading update sheet today that's been given to the crew, as with every day. Luxury, of course, has just done his call with the crew this morning, which was always fantastic. But what I wanted to show you on this was on the announcement. So of course, PRIME XBT are giving 0 trading fees on all traditional markets. Okay, that's gold, silver, oil, Forex, S&P, Nasdaq, etc, etc. You get a 7% deposit bonus, up to $7,000 of tradable equity if you join using our link, which is over on the Discord, and you use the code TAURUS, and then you get a 25% off all of your fees over on that exchange if you're trading crypto, which still has fees attached. So that is if you like to trade Forex. And of course, with Bybit, we also have the links in the description below to Bybit, which currently are offering 0 fees on limit orders and a free $100 trade if you open up a new account, in addition to all the extra bonuses that we have over there. So those links are in the description below. We've got some great offers, makes trading much cheaper, and gives you some free money that you can trade with. So very, very good, happy stuff with that. The last thing, I guess, to show, this is again still waiting. I still would really love to see gold just take out all of this liquidity at the lows, but we'll see how that goes. Again, looking forwarding to the future. I am going to be doing a video on altcoins. I'm not going to touch upon those in this video. I am going to be doing a video about how I'm building a portfolio for the potential next bull run. It's nothing to rush into. I think we've got maybe a whole year more of accumulation to go, but this is the time where I'm starting to spend The profit I've made over the last year from just trading. So for the past year, I've just been a trader. That's all I've really cared about is trading. I have had no portfolio, zero portfolio, almost entirely in USDT. Apart from very small amounts of Bitcoin holdings and Ethereum holdings that I'm trading on the inverse contract, but I've been entirely a trader. Now is the time where we're getting into that phase of the market where we do potentially have a bottom. Okay, we can go lower. I'm very much aware of that, but we do potentially have a bottom, and this is the first time I've really felt that. So this is where I am starting to once again build a portfolio. So today and yesterday afternoon after the dump was the first time in over 2 years that I've actually bought altcoins as positions in order to trade over the next year. So I am starting to build a position for the next bull run. Whenever that happens, I think we're now in a reasonable area. You can just go over some of these alts and they're so flat. So what you want to see is altcoins just being very, very flat in flat range bound accumulation with volume there. Okay, but of course I will be going over more detail on that. I will be telling you exactly what my portfolio is, and I'm going to be doing something kind of fun to follow that journey. I've been talking for 25 minutes. This is going to take such a long time to upload. So this evening, those of you who are still watching, thank you for still watching. This evening we do have a very special stream. Okay, so I'll just throw up the Discord once again. We do have a very special stream today with Scott Carney. So Scott Carney, for those of you who are not aware, if you have ever learned anything about harmonics, he is the guy that basically created and invented these harmonics. So there have been harmonics and obviously Fibonacci and stuff before, but Scott Carney is really the guy that just popularized them, gave a lot more harmonics to trade, the shark, the crab, all of these kind of things. Absolute genius guy, the absolute master of harmonics. I'm very excited about this. It's going to be a really fun stream that we're going to do this evening, and that is going to be from 8 p.m. UK time. So please do come and join us for that one. But yeah, I've got nothing else that I want to talk about on this stream today. So I will wish everyone a happy day, a happy Wednesday, and I will see you all at 8 p.m. And for those of you in the crew, I will see you for the New York trading room that we are doing later on today. So busy day. I'm doing this video. I've got another video I'm preparing. I've got the New York trading room, and then I've got the stream later on. So if you appreciate that, like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Cheers. Bye.